Okay, are government regulations on refrigerant getting out of control? If you ask AHRI, the Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration Institute, I think the answer would be yes. All right, so breaking news. So AHRI is suing the state of New York. New York has recently implemented refrigerant regulations, which they feel are very stringent and damaging to the industry. Let me explain. All right, so there's a New York regulation known as 6 NYCRR Part 494. Sounds like a governmental name. Took effect earlier this year and significantly expands the prohibition and the sale, use, and installations of products containing HFC refrigerants in New York. Now, HFC, that's 410A. That's a big common refrigerant in use. So the AIM Act is already taking care of this nationally. This act, this regulation goes above and beyond that and is more stringent. So in the rest of the country, you can install 410A equipment today. You can install the equipment that's been laying around. You actually have a couple of years if it's packaged equipment. What this regulation is saying is no more of that, okay? So here's a couple quotes from the CEO of AHRI, or the president, and of HARDI, which is also in this lawsuit. Now, HARDI I'm not familiar with, which is the Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration Distributors International Organization. Okay, so Talbot G., who's the CEO of HARDI, says, our members are committed to reducing the environmental impact of refrigerants. However, the amended part of 494 rules are overly aggressive, lacking clarity, and put unnecessary strain on businesses that are already working to comply with the federal HFC phase down under the AIM Act. Again, this New York regulation goes above and beyond and is more stringent than the AIM Act, which is already a challenge for most to adhere to. So here's what AHRI has to say. So AHRI, the trade organization representing HVAC and water heating equipment manufacturers, echoed these concerns. AHRI, the trade association representing HVAC and water heating equipment manufacturers, echoed these concerns. Stephen Urich says, our member companies take significant pride in providing affordable, energy-efficient, essential products and equipment that ensures the health, safety, productivity, and comfort of the consumers in New York and all across the nation. Stephen goes on to say, long before New York proposed its amendments for Part 494, AHRI members had already invested billions of dollars in developing next-generation refrigerant technologies. New York's regulations introduce additional cost and complexity into ongoing transition and risks undermining the climate benefits already being achieved through these advancements.